Now, some people also seem annoyed that you can't talk down the very first guard that attacks you at the start, but you can very easily run away from him.
Hey, wait a minute. If you can just run away from Officer Kindle, then why can't you just do the same thing with the Cazadors north of Goodsprings? Kretosis said in a comment that this is the very first thing he did when he played the game on day 1 of the game's release. In a previous video, I showed that it is very doable to kill the Cazadors at level 1, contradicting Matten's claim that they are a brick wall to level 1 characters. That video received a few comments attempting to defend Matten by claiming that Matten wasn't arguing that it was impossible, though really, that seems to be exactly what brick wall is implying, and Matten said this over footage of himself dying to the Cazadors only a moment later. It seems crystal clear that he was arguing that you can't go that way at level 1. But these comments claim what he actually meant is that it isn't doable for absolute beginners. But absolute beginners are something altogether different from level 1 characters. If Matten meant beginning players, then he should have said that. Words have meanings. Nevertheless, these comments do have a point, because a new player probably wouldn't know about frenzying Cazadors to turn them against one another, or crippling their wings to slow them down. But that still doesn't mean that a new player couldn't get past the Cazadors even without that knowledge. Kretosis said he did it in his very first game. He was not only a level 1 character, but also a brand new player. So if this is true, then not only is the way north not a brick wall to experienced players, but it's also not a brick wall to beginners either. I decided to test this for myself to find out, and here is what happened.
Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
Sorry, son. I fixed up your head as best I knew how. Guess I missed a spot.
So there you have it. You can just simply run past the Cazadors, like Kritosis said he did on the very first day he played the game. Any beginning player could do this. The only thing is I'd recommend you grab the anti-venom in Doc Mitchell's house before you leave, though. I managed to get through without getting stung, but if you do happen to get stung, just quickly use that anti-venom and it will get rid of the poison, and then just heal yourself with some stim packs and keep on running. But you may not even need to do this. And even if you do die, just reload a save and try again, just like you would if you died any other way. Sometimes it just comes down to bad luck. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But don't listen to big YouTubers like Matten who tell you that you can't do it. I feel like these big YouTubers are doing a great disservice to the community by spreading misinformation about the game. Because new players who are playing the game blindly might dare to try something like this, but new players who watch channels like Matten first are being told that it's impossible to do it. And since they would understandably make the assumption that these big YouTubers know what they're talking about, they would follow that advice and never even attempt to go that way. And that causes them to miss out on the amazing open-world exploration that New Vegas has to offer. Because of these big YouTubers lying and saying that you can't go that way, that's the reason people believe that New Vegas isn't an open world. But that's not true at all. It's not true for level 1 characters, nor is it true for beginning players. And again, let's be clear here. Matten said level 1 characters. Some people are trying to backpedal for him and claim he meant something else, but either way, it's still wrong, and this video proves it. New Vegas doesn't have any brick walls. But invisible walls, now that's another story.
I got it. That's the guy from Big. Tom Hanks, that's it. Ah, funny guy, Tom Hanks. Everything he says is a stitch.
I have AIDS.
Who's laughing now?
It was either this or wind up dead in a ditch someplace, you know?